Hello, everyone. Uh, so it's been a few days since what happened with Charlie Kirk and his unfortunate death, the assassination, and you know, just been thinking about this for the past couple of days, and still really can't believe that it happened. You know, the man. Like I always did enjoy his content because like he was going around universities, right, and like having dialogue and having like talking about you know like 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 you know uh our political their political beliefs, right, like, and trying to have like a nice healthy conversation. That's what we need, right? We need to be we need to have like open dialogue because that's how we get better as as people, like as ourselves individually and as a group, right? Like sharing ideas, like even if at the end, if you still agree to disagree, right, or you still, or you dislike it or whatever, right, it's important to still have an open mind and just like hear out the sides and be as fair as possible. And you know the fact that he was assassinated for it is just really crazy. And you know just listen to what his wife Erica um, said, like a couple hours ago here as of making this video. It was really such a strong woman, but you know like like not many people could pull like that off, like speaking in that state, being that coherent and being that still, like she was very emotional, but she was also like she said a lot of great words, and she was very strong, a very strong woman. And you know what's what's just been like the opposite side of strong, what's been weak, and what's been very very disappointing and really been such a super eye opener is how many people have been celebrating his death, cheering it on, making posts about it, and like making these like TikToks, these posts on freaking you know Blue Sky, of course, is and even on Twitter, of course. It's just funny how the freaking like the hive mind of these freaking radicals is on Blue Sky, but of course, like that's not new information. Just thought it was funny, but yes, in context to what I love, like in context to what I love, right, in the video game industry, to see so many of these fucking vile scum, like let's call them for what they are, because they would call us like that too. They like the amount of the people that in the gaming industry that are cheering this on. Like, look, I already knew. I think a lot of you probably already knew that the gaming industry is filled with a lot of these type of radical type of people, right? These leftoids, these people who have been totally ingrained in the LGBT, LGBTQ plus IA 123 ABC ideology, the trans ideology, all this, which that's actually like part of it. So why am I saying it? Like, well, because it's like the biggest, like, what is like that's always like one of the things that they like to push. Because sorry if I've been a bit rambling, just like again, like when I do these videos, it's just like my thoughts that as I go. No, so anyway, yeah, like yeah, people who have been ingrained in this like crazy ass ideology, it's like it's it's really disappointing to see. Like I thought that they could never like could never stoop lower than they've already been. Like they were already really low as it is, right? They were already really low. But I never thought they would go even lower than what I had thought. Like again, it's one thing if you disagreed with his politics or what he said. Fair enough, nothing wrong with that. I think like you know Charlie would prefer it anyway. Don't think he would have like yes man all around anyways. You know, and I think us for us too, right? As a whole, like I think we would like it's okay if people disagree with it. That's fine. Like that's how like generally like a healthy society would work. But like it's another thing then to see that the amount of just like vitriol, right? And the amount of just insanity, the amount of honestly just like evil that they have in their heads and their hearts. And it's like, like again, one thing if you disagreed with them, it's another thing to be gleeful and happy about it, especially considering, hey, because of what happened, a widow has his wife now is a widow, and there are two children. One's I think like a 3-year old, maybe not even a 1-year old. I don't think it's not fatherless. How do you like even like in what her wife said, right? Like in her statement a few hours ago, you know, how was she gonna explain this to her 3-year old about where her dad is? And it's just crazy. It's crazy, and honestly, like I I I would still like to like be to say that we should still come together and we should still be united as one. But I think now there's like a clear line drawn. There's definitely people now out there. I mean, that was probably the case. That was probably always the case. Like even personally for me, even before. But now it's very distinct, very clear. We can really only be united with people who are willing to talk and are willing to set their differences aside and come together for a common cause, for a common ideology, or for a common movement or whatever. Like these, these, these sickos, these demons, right? Who cheered on for Charlie Kirk's death in the gaming industry. We can't. We cannot coexist with these type of people, and and we shouldn't try at all to reason with them, to try to appeal to them, because what happened with Charlie Kirk, they would want the same thing to happen to people like us just because we have our own different opinions, different ideologies, different beliefs, all that type of stuff. And and you know, it's a shame that that is the case, but it is what it is. And I think at the end of the day, like like a battle, like the line was already always there, but I think the line between, like you can say like left, right, or whatever uh, terms you would like to use in this like in this battle, in this war, or whatever, right? It's very very clear now. It's very very distinct now. And to wrap it up, it as I say that, it is nice now to see as well the the the, the cancel culture that these people that have been that the left has been employing for years, like for even decades at this point. Of course, even in the gaming, especially in the gaming industry, right? That's still coming by to bite their asses now. It's great to see that. And the thing is, it's not cancel culture. This is consequence culture. This is how the world should really work. Like, hey, if you like, you can say what you want to say, but as they say, there's always consequence for it. Like, depending on what that action is, right? There's always going to be a reaction, and that could be a good thing. That could be a good, or it could be, in this case, a consequence. And like people, like I've seen, like, oh, what I thought, like, you didn't like to use like cancel culture. I thought you didn't like it. You will see there's a difference. like like for years, right, the left had been using the cancel culture, uh, this type of tactic, to essentially destroy people's lives just because they had a difference in opinion, like J.K. Rowling, right? Or like or like or like shame them because they just drew a character wrong. Insert like multiple Japanese artists that just decide to make a skin tone of the character that you drew a bit lighter, or they just have, like, or they have a take that that people that they have a different take that that's like against what they say, and they want to dox them, or they want to like get rid of them in the game history. See, like, Smash JT, Madam Savvy, and all this type of stuff. And yeah, and, and with this one, with this one, it's like, it's a consequence for saying, for cheering on at that of at the end of the day, a father, cheering on the death of someone who just wanted dialogue with people, and they're paying the price for it, and that's good. And I guess to really really close it now. I said it was to close, but I had another thought that I wanted to say. His death, like as President Trump did say in his statement, right? You know, by killing him, you only made his voice stronger. And I think now, like, we should use this opportunity, and it is being used currently. This opportunity to be to to be empowered and to be inspired by what Charlie Kirk did, and not be afraid of what you have to say, of what you believe in, and be proud of it. Because at the end of the day, hey, like, if you bring a gun to if you bring a gun with someone against someone who only has a microphone, that means the microphone's winning. So with that said, um, that's all I have to say. Again, I always apologize if my videos tend to be rambly, but I've been thinking about this for, again, like I said, in the start, the past couple of days. I've just been wanting to at least, like, get like a rough, like, outline of what I wanted to say, of my thoughts and stuff like that. I could say a lot more, but then this would probably be like a 20-minute, 30-minute, like, rambling video, and probably won't be entertaining. This probably isn't already entertaining as it is, but at least, like, this is something that's good just to get out of my system. Well, with that said, thank you guys for listening, and stay strong and stay awesome. Bye bye.